Hey everybody, so this is the second part of the story in Basilica from our book. Um, if you remember last time, Caecilius had taken this guy Hermogenes to court because Hermogenes had borrowed money from him but never returned it. In this video, I'm just going to read the Latin from the story, and then your job is going to be to turn the story into English. Gave you lots of pictures, and I'm going to be talking about it here, so hopefully that helps you out. Any words you don't know, you might have to use an online dictionary and look up that way. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully the pictures help you out enough. And also, the pictures that I'm using in this story, I should have put up as well on Google Classroom, so you can just read it there. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So this is just continuing from the previous end of the story. So here, Caecilius was saying Hermogenes didn't return this money, and then finally Hermogenes shows up, and he says, Caecilius est mendax. So he's talking about Caecilius, and he says he is a mendax. Hopefully you can put that together. The judge asks, Quis est tu? Quis est tu? Hermogenes says, Ego sum Hermogenes. So the judge was wondering, like, who is this person? And then he says, Ego sum Hermogenes. Now the judge is going to ask him a question. And the judge actually asked Caecilius the very same question. The judge says, Hermogenes, quid tu in urbe agis? So she's asking Hermogenes, quid in urbe agis? And again, hopefully, it sort of helps you out, the illustration here. I'm not going to give you the English exactly. I'm trying to make you make the connection yourself. If you can't figure it out, then use a dictionary. Hermogenes responds, Ego in foro negotium ago. Ego sum mercator. So again, if this is his response, what do you think the question was? He says, Ego, and everybody has their distinctive head. So this is Hermogenes here. He's talking about himself. He says, Ego in foro negotium ago. Ego sum mercator. So again, your job is to turn it into English. Hopefully the pictures help you a little bit. The judge asks, Quid tu respondes? Tu pecuniam debes? She's asking here specifically about the charges Caecilius has brought. So Caecilius accused him. The judge is now asking, Quid tu respondes? Respondes looks like an English word. It does mean that English word. Tu pecuniam debes. Remember, the whole reason they're in this mess is because Hermogenes borrowed pecunia from Caecilius. So now he debet blank to Caecilius. So the judge is asking him, Tu pecuniam debes? To Hermogenes. And so Hermogenes says, of course, Ego pecuniam non debeo. And then he's bringing in amicus meus est testis. So he's bringing in his amicus as a testis. Hopefully you can put that together. Amicus, who has a triangle head or a diamond head, est testis. And so now this is the amicus speaking. The amicus says, ego sum testis. Hermogenes pecuniam non debet. So he's confirming what Hermogenes' story is, because he's his amicus. This is still the amicus speaking. He says, Caecilius est mendax. Caecilius est mendax. Now, Caecilius is talking, and so he's going to respond to what the friend said. He says, tu Hermogenes es mendax. Amicus tuus quoque est mendax. So, let's think about this word for a second, tuus. So hopefully you know what an amicus is. When Hermogenes was talking up here, he said, amicus meus. Amicus meus. Hermogenes is talking. Amicus meus. When Caecilius is talking to Hermogenes, he says, amicus tuus. Amicus meus, amicus tuus. Hopefully that's clear what it means. All right, next sentence. This is still Caecilius speaking. He says, tu pecuniam non redis. So same situation we have here. Tu Hermogenes pecuniam non redis. So, sort of hard to, illustrate that idea. So if you don't know, if you can't get it from the picture, look up some of those words maybe. So now, this is the judge speaking. So the judge has heard both sides. The judge now says, satis. Satis. She's talking to Caecilius. Tu Hermogenem accusas. So she says, tu Caecilius Hermogenem accusas. Accusas or accusat sounds like an English word. The second part here can't really illustrate it. So I might just tell you what this part is. She says, sed tu rem non probas. Okay, so I will tell you this part because it's hard to illustrate. So sed is but. So something here is happening, but tu you non probas, do not prove. And then rem here, she's talking about the case. Obviously, when you go to court, you have a case. So in Latin, that would be called, in this situation, res or rem. So she's saying, but you don't prove your case. She's like, okay, there's this amicus here who's backing up Hermogenes, and then there's Caecilius who's got his own story. So figure out what the whole sentence means. Next, Caecilius comes out and he says, ego ceram habeo. Ego ceram habeo. Tu signum incera vides. So remember, in the previous story, Caecilius had this thing called the cera, a wax tablet. And he had Hermogenes put his ring into the wax, sort of to be like a signature. And so the sign of the ring or seal is called the signum. So he's trotting this out as his evidence. Now, Hermogenes says, Eheu. How do you think he's feeling now? And so Caecilius says, Ecce. Ecce is like, look or see, look at this thing. Look what's happening. Ecce. Ecce Hermogenes annulum cellat. It's kind of hard to draw this, but he's like trying to hide it behind his back. the annulus. Then finally, at the end, the judge says, ubi est annulus, ecce annulus rem probat. Remember what we said about this sentence like a few sentences ago? She said Caecilius did not prove his case. Well, now she says annulus rem probat. So what does end up proving the case? And then at the end she says ego hermogenem convinco. If you think of this word in English, there's an English word that sounds a little bit like it. When you go to court, you might get convicted, and that means you're judged guilty, and then you get punished. So this whole last sentence, ubi est annulus, ecce annulus rem probat, ego hermogenem convinco. And something I always need to point out to you guys here, because it's important for you to know. Remember, his name is Hermogenes, but when you do something to him, he becomes Hermogenem, which is Latin's way of telling you that in this sentence, you're doing something to Hermogenes. So this is the judge saying, I'll tell you what this means. It means I convict Hermogenes. You know, because of the ending on Hermogenem, that it cannot be Hermogenes convicts. It has to be I convict Hermogenes. That's why you have this ending, and the arrow is going this way. All right, so that is the end of the story called In Basilica. At the end, they had an argument. Hermogenes brought in his friend, but his friend was obviously lying. And Caecilius was able to prove his case using the wax tablet and the ring on the wax tablet. And now Hermogenes is going to get punished. And that's the end. So your job is going to be to turn these sentences into English. Do the best that you can. And let me know if you need any help. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Wale.